How's it going, guys? Adam Bongiovanni back here with another Thursday video. Now this video, honestly, besides all the interviews with the authors, is the most proud I've been of a video and something I've done. I've wanted to do this for probably years. I've probably been talking about doing this with Scott for years and years, and I'm finally able to put this on our channel and do this. So I actually traveled to Morristown, New Jersey with my friend Austin to visit my friend Joey, who's going away for the summer. And he actually mentioned that there's a ton of bookstores in his town, and we've been meaning to go to them for a real long time. There's actually 3 bookstores in Morristown, New Jersey. So we said, you know what, we're gonna hit all 3 of them. So what I want to do with this series, and this is not the only video I want to make like this, is go to different towns, visit the bookstores they have in the towns, and offer what I liked about it, maybe what I didn't like about it, and just how much I appreciate that there are physical bookstores out there, and not everything is done online. So I hope you enjoy this. I had a blast making this. What better day than to go to a bunch of bookstores. So I went to 3 bookstores, 1 town. Here we go. So the first bookstore we stopped at was called Short Stories. Now out of the 3 we went to, I would say this had the nicest, most modern setup. How the books were displayed was really beautiful. There wasn't any clutter. Everything was kind of spread out enough where it showcased each book on its own. I really like that. Now, we were actually originally supposed to go to 2 bookstores, and we kind of just ventured off into this one because it was close by. Overall, the appeal of this and how this looked, it was the most aesthetically pleasing. It was the most modernized and aesthetically pleasing. Like, everything was spread out. It looked like a bookstore you'd imagine to be in 2018. But I really did enjoy the feel of this, and I really did enjoy how each book kind of had its own spotlight. I would rate Short Stories a 7 out of 10. And also the worker there was extremely nice, which is helpful. So next up we went to the Chatham Bookstore, which has rare and used books. This was actually Joey's favorite. So he mentioned before we went that he loved this store the most, and this is the one he frequents at least once a month. You go into it, I feel like an old used bookstore. You don't want it to just smell normal. You want it to have that old book smell, and I'm telling you, if you like the smell of old books, this is the place you want to go. As soon as you walk in, you just feel all of the stories and all the pages kind of come up out of their books and just enter your nostrils. You know when you go on like Tumblr or you go on like Pinterest and you see these beautiful like pictures of bookshelves and it looks kind of old and retro and vintage and you're kind of drawn to it? At least that's how I feel. That's what this bookstore was like. And the people who work there, I can't emphasize this enough, were so kind to us and so nice. Do you need any help? Is there anything we can do for you? And they had a lot of customers. There was a lot of people going throughout the whole store. So they had a lot of people, but it seems like they cared about each one individually. So that really went a long way with me. And there was such a wide selection of books. It seemed like a lot of the books were older, and I did see the Harry Potter series there, so some of the books were newer, but I had a really cool variety of older books. And I think they also had like old school postcards and old records in the back of the store, so that was awesome as well. Now, another thing I want to emphasize, I'm going to show a clip. When you walked on the floor there, it creaked, and it just felt so cool, and it was almost like it was someone's home. So I'm going to play that clip right now. They also had a 50-cent pile, which is really cool. I like any store that kind of sells books for so cheap. Even if you don't have a ton of money to spend on books, you could still buy a bunch for 50 cents. You know, you get 10 books for $5. It's pretty cool. Overall, I'd rate the Chatham Bookstore an 8 out of 10. It was a really good experience, and I'll definitely be going back. And the last bookstore we went to was the Old Bookshop. Now, there wasn't a lot of people in this store, and it was a little further out of the way. It wasn't on the main street in Morristown. Now, when we went in here, it was extremely quiet. There wasn't any music playing, which I wouldn't recommend if I owned a bookstore. I feel like you want kind of a welcoming vibe, so I wasn't a big fan of that. However, the selection of books was really unbelievable with this store. Tons of pages of him drawing celebrities and little quick sketches, people on the subway, somebody playing the trumpet in Central Park. And actually one book really stood out to me, and it was called Every Person in New York. It's authored by Jason Poland, whose goal is to draw every person in New York, and I'm not exaggerating. It seemed like thousands of pages of him drawing celebrities and little quick sketches, people on the subway, somebody playing the trumpet in Central Park. It was such a unique book that you really don't see too often, and I was super impressed by it, and I don't know, something about this book really drew me in. It was $5, and I feel like somebody would even appreciate it more than me, so I didn't buy it. But if you want that book, go to the Old Bookshop. There was also two other parts that I really loved about this bookstore. There was the classics section, which was absolutely beautiful. I was impressed with their wide variety of classics. And they also had these 4 bookshelves kind of next to each other, and this is probably the most beautiful display of books I've ever seen. The colors, the old paperback books, I don't know, it was just unbelievable, and I love this picture so much. Overall, I would say it's kind of, overall it's like a 6.6 out of a 10. Cool selection. I just think there's some minor changes that can be made to make it even that much better. But overall, Morristown, a fantastic place to buy books. I had such a fun time with my friends, and I'll definitely be doing this soon. Comment below what town you want me to go to next and what bookstores I should venture to, because I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like this kind of a video of a bookstore tour, give it a thumbs up. Maybe we'll get even a little bit more in depth where I could email the stores, email the workers, and kind of maybe talk to them one-on-one. That'd be pretty cool. But let me know, and I'll talk to you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon.